Yeah, and here we go with the one and only Master Mark Ferrimont.
Well, excuse me, sir. That's legend.
Obviously.
I actually got a name badge from QCon a few years ago, and they're all like plastic laminated badges, and it actually says legend on it. It says the legend.
The man, the legend.
Yeah, I was quizmastering for 20 years almost at QCon. Right. So, hello, Roland, and hello, everybody else.
Yeah, Mark, let's dive right into it. Loads and loads of stuff happening early on this year. Show calendar is out, and Pendragon are going to the first show of the year next week, I think, or the week after.
Is that Newark?
Bapnatak in York.
Ah, right. I thought that was Newark. Was the first show.
Yep, York. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's a good show. I've not been for many years, but when we used to do the circuit, me and my friend Jed, when he was still alive, we always used to go to Newark. You know, that was one of the first shows in the year that we used to go to, and we'd come up as far as Claymore, and go down as far as Colours in Reading.
I actually wanted to go to Battleground, the Pendragon house show now, but it's one of the busiest times of the year for me. So unfortunately, but yeah, I mean, Claymore, unfortunately, unfortunately for us, lucky for them, they are running out of space at Claymore.
Right.
So if we are very, very nice and lucky, us three will get one table. So,
Well, I'm not sure what's happening. I think I'm working the Mantic booth at Claymore, but I'm not sure yet.
I mean, that would be ideal for us. So
I won't know that until near the time. I've just found out that I'm working the Mantic booth at Carronade with I'm working the Mantic booth with Tom.
Oh yeah, sorry. I meant Carronade.
Oh right.
Yeah, lucky if we get one table.
Yeah, but we will have no problem at Claymore. There's the amount of people that didn't turn up last year for the biggest show in Scotland.
That was a bit disappointing, but
really was,
I think overall the whole show last year was overshadowed by a very tragic event.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of the organizers passed away. I'm sorry, my cat.
The day before.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
So.
Yeah, but like I said, loads and loads of things happening. Show calendar is out.
Yeah.
And we are on track. Hopefully everything goes right with the rules that the 3rd edition of Urban War will be released literally any day.
Yeah, fantastic.
No pressure on Sebastian if he sees that.
Have you heard anything from Sebastian about it?
Yes. I have. Well, he just painted the show miniatures for one faction. He painted the new char, and the other char should be a couple of days from now because he started on that one, but then finished the other one. So, and I've seen the miniatures. So from the pictures, the new material Seocast looks really, really good.
Yeah.
So
I like Sealcast because it's so quick. Once you get your master done, you know, you can churn out miniatures so quickly rather than having to spend £10,000 or more on a mold. Just use Sealcasting, it'll pay for itself in no time. That's what I think is going to happen about one of the things we're going to talk about in a little while. But speaking of which, I'm just going to share my screen with you, and we can start on it. Let's go. Okie dokie, right. Okay, I'll just get off that picture because we don't need to see that just yet. Okay, so first thing up, the guys at Great Escape Games have announced a couple of days ago that Sorry, I had all this queued up and it's all screwed around. Right, that they're doing the Bad and the Ugly source book for Dead Man's Hand Redux. Now, around November, early December last year, The Good came out, which had rules for 4 factions from The Good. So I think the 7th Cavalry were in there, and the Pinkertons and something else. I'm not exactly sure because I don't have that source book yet. I'm waiting for it coming. But the Ugly has, as you can see from the thing, it's got a 44-page source book with a 54 deck of cards. So that's 13 cards for each of the 4 factions, plus 2 new jokers. It contains all the information you need for the new factions. And this is the cover. So we have
Confederate cavalry.
Yeah, so there's 13 factions in the Bad and the Ugly. There is the US Cavalry, Banditos, Bush Rangers, Confederados, the Family, which are like inbred hillbillies that that are not very nice. Kelly Gang, which is taken from the Down Under source book that was released for the original version of Dead Man's Hand. Pinkertons, because of course, you know, they're not very nice. Renegade Apaches and Regulators.
Yeah, the regulator. I just opened the Regulators.
Yeah.
And that is really nice tip of the hat to not only the Lincoln County War, but the movie Young Guns.
Yeah, I would imagine. And then we've also got, finally, we've got Spirit Walkers, the Count and the Baron, and the Maleficent Seven. Malevolent Seven, which are basically the opposite of the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah.
So basically, they're led by like an undead Yul Brynner type character. Some of these are using brand new sculpts. Some of these aren't. I'm not exactly sure what's what. And I did send an email to Mark at Great Escape, but he's not replied back yet because obviously he's been busy with Christmas and stuff like that. But and we've got some new Legends of the West as well in there. So Pat Garrett, you know, Dolores Wood, and then we've got the magic and supernatural part of the thing comes in there with the Spirit Walkers, the Count, the Baron, and the Malevolent Seven. And then there's also the nightmare creatures such as like Wendigos and other shamanistic type supernatural creatures, werewolves, that kind of stuff appear in it. And it also has 12 new scenes and 4 new acts, which is always good. And that's the cover again. Really nice. Looking forward to it. As you can see down at the bottom here, you've got Ned Kelly at the bottom. And there's a game
very tempted, but unfortunately, I just made a huge purchase. I mean, more about that later. Carry on.
Yeah, and then we've got down here, as you can see on this part here, there's a werewolf, and there's also a guy with a skull for a head, and then there's an Apache there, and a Bandido. And then your favourite guys, you know, a Union Man, 7th Cavalry, which we will get sorted for you. Okay, right. So moving on from Great Escape Games, that goes on pre-order. It's on pre-order now, and it's out on the 27th of February. The links will be in the description below. And moving on now, I thought it might be a good idea to talk about this because we don't really talk about Games Workshop products very often.
Yeah.
We normally talk about, like, you know, prices or something's come out and something's happened, because neither of us play Games Workshop games. But I thought this was newsworthy enough for a non-Games Workshop player to actually take it, well, an ex-Games Workshop player, I should say, to take account of. This Saturday sees the pre-order of The Rise of the Phoenix Lords, which is to go with the new Aldeari Codex, but I'm not going to call it Aldeari. I'm going to call it Eldar because I don't like the word Aldeari. The space elves are Eldar.
They are Eldar.
Yeah. So they're getting a new codex. They're also getting some brand new miniatures, and it's about time too, because some of the old miniatures are actually over 30 years old. Some of them are about 35 years old. So this goes on pre-order on Saturday. There's 2 versions of the rulebook. So we've got one. Sorry, get off there. Thank you. We've got the normal rulebook, which features the, Furgrim and I don't know, just normal aspect.
That's a Banshee.
Banshee, and there's a Guardian behind him. Nice cover, I like it. And then there's, of course, the spend extra £1,000 money on me and extra £1,000 on me and get the limited edition version, which has this.
Probably already sold out.
It doesn't go on. It's not on pre-order yet. It only goes on pre-order on Saturday. So
it's to sum this up. It is not that I well, the only thing I dislike about Games Workshop is how they as a company interact with the community.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that some of their stuff, and when you go down, really the cover really nice. I mean, definitely cost them a lot of money as well.
Yeah.
And the new Phoenix Lords that I have seen on the website, so they are already on the website.
Yeah.
Go and check them out. They are really nice. I do have the Striking Scorpion Phoenix Lord metal from ages ago.
Yeah, and 30 years ago.
It's once more that resin stuff never made any sense. And I mean, when you have people arguing with you, Games Workshop had to do this. No, they didn't. No one forced them. Yeah.
Well,
and
to be honest, there was a change.
Immediately paid on eBay for used metal versions what Games Workshop wanted to charge in the first place.
Yeah.
And what the resin ones cost a couple of years later.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of luck with my resin, with my Games Workshop resin, but I know people that had so much resentment towards resin afterwards that
I've got one that's still sitting in the box since the day I got it, because I can't clean it up, not without destroying the thing. So it's just been sitting in a box for 12, 13 years, not longer. But anyway,
it's really unfortunate, but I think that was around about the time when I said, if I play Games Workshop, and I did still play Games Workshop back then, it's old stuff, old sculpts that I'm buying, and not the newer stuff. It's just from the art and stuff here, no longer my thing. And really, again, this is really nice design.
Yeah.
The Phoenix Lords in plastic are very well designed. Same style of art, but more dynamic posing. I think that's about sums it up. So if you are
let's have a look at them.
Player, awesome.
Yeah, let's have a look at them. So it's been, I think it's 32 years since the Phoenix Lords were last released. So we've got a Sermon, the Anniversarium, who's the Dire Avengers Phoenix Lord on a tactical rock. He's always been on a tactical rock, really, even before they became famous. Seeing this guy, he was always on a tactical rock. So let's just have a look at him a bit bigger, if he'll ever open. So he's up for pre-order at the moment. And of course, being Games Workshop, it wants me to set all the cookies. There we go. So launch date's the 8th of February, and it's a very nice looking model. He's got a tactical rock, he's got a back banner, and I think that the actual detail, the bas relief on the back banner, is actually sculpted in plastic, because I saw someone did a video, I think it was 52 Miniatures, did a video this week of him converting. No, it wasn't. It was what's his name? Juan Diago, the miniature painter. He did one about 3 days ago, and he was doing one of the other Phoenix Lords, and the back banner was actually 3D, not 3D printed, but it was 3-dimensional, so you could just paint it. Right, your sound's gone again. Right, I don't know if you can hear me, pal. Your sound's gone.
Yeah, no, I was just saying from they don't have the sprues out yet.
No, not the actual
on the website.
Preview of the sprues isn't out, but there's a couple of people who's received them. You know, like influencers who received the things. Anyway, for the first time in plastic, we have Alexis the Whispering Web, who's the exarch of the
Warp
Spiders. This is a beautiful model, and the new plastic Warp Spiders look amazing. And I'm really tempted to buy that model. I like the fact that she's got 6 eyes. If you look on the helmet, there's like 3 sets of eyes on the helmet, which is brilliant because, you know, spider. I like that. And again, she's on a tactical rock, but she's not exactly on a tactical rock. She's in this web lattice. So this thing here is in 2 parts or 3 parts, and glues together and goes onto the feet, and then glues onto the base. It looks very nice. Then, of course, we get the first lot of plastic Warp Spiders coming with an unhelmeted versions.
Yeah.
Definitely female versions of the Warp Spiders. You can tell more or less by the body structure that they're feminine, which is quite cool. Or it could be me. I don't know. And they also have each of the aspect warriors comes with this aspect token for their particular faction. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen, whether they're going to play part in the rules, because, to be frankly honest, I don't really care. I just want you know, nice, pretty models.
Yeah.
And then we have Baroth, Cry of the Wind, for the first time in plastic.
Oh yeah, that one is nice.
This is such a lovely model. Again, posed on a tactical rock rather than on a flying base. I'd rather than be on a flying base, to be honest, because if it was on a flying base, it makes him look like he's flying instead of like, hey, look at me, I'm standing on 1 foot like a ballerina. But that's the first 2 of the exarchs. And then we've got new plastic Swooping Hawks. Again, nice looking models. But again, all of them are prancing around like prancing ponies. And it's not just Games Workshop. Lots of companies.
No, I was gonna say, you know who that kind of trend really started?
Well, I know that the first time I ever heard tactical rock was like in 2019 or something like that, when
much older.
Atomic, it's probably a lot older, but Atomic Mass Games started bringing out Marvel Process Protocol, and nearly every single model is on a tactical rock, or a tactical bin, or a tactical car, or a tactical fire hydrant, or what have you, rather than just have 2 feet on the ground.
No, that thing that those miniatures stand on something or put their foot on something is, I wouldn't say 20 years old, but it's over 10 years old, and Infinity started that.
Yeah.
So Infinity models are already very, very slender.
Yes, they are.
And with that kind of posing, it's really, really dynamic. And one way that Corvus Belli tried to set itself apart from Games Workshop. So because at that time, I think around, let's just say between 2008, 2015, a lot of the Games Workshop miniatures were already quite old.
Yeah.
And I think the Cadians have been resculpted twice since then. So I could be wrong, at least once, if not twice.
Yeah.
So anyways,
they're coming out.
Carry on.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the Swooping Hawks. And then going down from the Swooping Hawks, we have Fugan the Burning Lance. This guy's amazing. Very much like the plastic one, the metal one, but you've got all the detail here. Like there's a Chaos Space Marine skull on fire.
In this one looks way better than the previous metal version.
Yeah. And Juan Dalgo was doing a painting tutorial on these today in one of his videos, and he makes it look so damn easy. But then again, he's like a multiple Golden Demon Award winner. And then the Fire Dragons, the plastic Fire Dragons, they just look like the Dire Avengers, apart from the helmet's a little bit more dynamic. Wave Serpent, I think, hasn't changed very much. It still looks very similar. And then that's the classic Falcon. And then classic Walkers, which look awful. Why would you leave yourself exposed like that? Why would you sit so somebody gets to the side of you and flanks you, they can shoot you and kill you? All right, it's a Walker. Well, never mind. And then we've got the Aldeari dice sets with the avatar symbol on them, which, funnily enough, I've got as a tattoo on my leg.
I don't want to verify that now, so
yeah, I've got a tattoo.
No, it's from all things considered. I think this is a really nice release.
Yeah.
And I say that as someone that is not playing Games Workshop at all anymore. Yeah.
But look at that. I mean, that's amazing. That is such a nice looking model. Yeah. Okay, so there is some absences from there. We don't have
Scorpions.
The Striking Scorpions. We don't have Jansair from the Banshees. We don't have Morgan.
Chainsaw and Banshees were released last year.
Yeah. And
I think early last year or the year before, the Scorpions came out, but no Phoenix Lord.
No Phoenix Lord. How about Morgan Ra? Has he been done in plastic yet?
I'm not sure.
Right, because I'm totally out of the loop with Games Workshop. So moving on, we have an announcement from the guys over at Free League Publishing that Alien: The Role-Playing Game Evolved Edition is coming onto Kickstarter on the 25th of March. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm mentioning Alien: The Role-Playing Game. One, it's one of the best role-playing games on the market at the moment. The production values on the game are absolutely first class. Amazing artwork, really, really good. But two, for the first time ever, it just doesn't come with the role-playing game. It also includes a miniature line and a set of miniature rules and using them in the game. So it goes to Kickstarter on the 25th of March. And so it comes with a bold new look and feel, with new page layouts by Johan Noir, who did Morkborg, which is a really, really popular role-playing game. New interior maps and artwork, and stunning new core cover. Revised and expanded core rules for talent, stress, panic, and stealth. Revised combat rules for armor, ammo, grenades, stones, skirmishes, spaceships. New iconic weapons, items, spaceships, and locations from Alien Romulus. And then various new rules, including in tools for high demand from players, including zero gravity rules, miniature play support, and expanded campaign play. And then there's a solo mode as well, which is great. Then we've got lots of nice artwork. I mean, the link's going to be in the description below. This is my quick look at it from Gamers Web. But a new miniature set featuring 28mm high quality miniatures of soldiers, space truckers, xenomorphs, and more is designed to bring the Rapture Protocol to life, which is the name of the miniature game. But fully complement other adventures and skirmish battles through the Alien RPG series. So let's have a quick look at some of the miniatures. So this is one of the Xenos. It's quite nice. He's in a pretty static pose, really, but I think it'll go down quite well. I do like the fact that they've all got the like ship decking bases, so you don't need to worry about what you're doing with them. Here's a more dynamic pose of an alien. I do think that the tail barb's a bit too big. And speaking of somebody who's got probably about 500 of these things from Parsecs.
Yeah, I was going to say there is so many aliens and alien games now. People have plenty of miniatures, but then again, different poses, different looks, and yeah, you can always add some more Xenos.
Yeah. Then next thing we've got here, that's Weyland-Yutani commando team. So they were the ones that feature at the end of Alien 3.
I mean, that's something I missed in the Alien Kickstarter. I had the opportunity to get the box set in Kenny's, and I didn't.
Yeah. Then moving on, another drone. These are all just mismatched. P500 power armor.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, which is quite a nice sculpt. It says that they're 28mm, so I imagine they'd be probably about the same size as the ones from Another Glorious Day in the Core.
Yeah.
And then space truckers. You know, you can't have too much of just generic sci-fi models.
Well, it's always about the bonus situation.
Bay 12, please. Facehuggers.
Yeah.
Although
I mean, those are quite big.
I don't really want to meet a facehugger that big. You know, that's the kind of facehugger that I could take on an engineer, and still have room for another engineer.
I was about to say, what's it going to infest? The T-Rex.
Yeah. And then another one.
But nicely sculpted.
Yeah. And then we have what appear to be Colonial Marine officers or the Weyland-Yutani officers. I'm not exactly sure. We've got a medic. We've got I think the Weyland-Yutani, looking at the logo on the sleeve. I've got an engineer. And then that's just a quick overview of what the miniatures look like together. They all come in one box, as far as I'm aware. And a bit of painted models. So, excuse me, the Xenos, quite a chunky buy. And then that's the cover of the actual thing itself. So it's miniature set, Rapture Protocol. Now, the actual rules are going to be in the game, and I think they might be reproduced in this, but I'm not sure. And that's it. You know, I thought it was worth looking at. As I say, it's out on March 25th. The Kickstarter goes live.
The artwork is just amazing.
Oh, you look at the artwork. The artwork
and
is absolutely.
Let's just go a second back and say, did you say solo play?
The solo play as well.
Yeah.
So the artwork is undeniable. I mean, you've got
wow.
The guys from Free League really do know their stuff, how to grab your attention. So we've got that's the cover for Rapture Protocol. Then that's the one of the rule book covers. They're not sure if they're going to use that one or not yet. And then just Alien Romulus type cover, and amazing, really, really beautiful. That's actually going back. If I just go back, that's Jackson's Star, which is the the planet from Romulus. And there's another one of Jackson's Star. And then we have an engineer cave. So they have mentioned engineers in the rulebook before, but now they're going to go more in depth with them. Another Jackson's
Star. Can you go back to the engineer thing?
Yeah.
One thing I want to point out is that the general feel and the general art for this one.
Yeah.
And when you go back again, you go back to that Jackson Star thing. One more, yeah. If you have played the 2 Alien video games that came out over the last couple of years, Dark Descent and Fireteam Elite,
yeah,
that is the kind of artwork that you are having. This, so it's really consistent. One of the things Alien is, it's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
With that kind of artwork.
Yeah, and look, if you actually look over here, you've got an atmosphere processing plant. We manufacture those, you know.
Yeah.
Engineers, more of there again. Nice Willing Your Tiny logo, building better worlds, and what else have we got? An Nostromo, sorry, a Bison class starship, because that's what the Nostromo is. And then there's just a refinery, and then capitalizing on Romulus, we have this pulse rifle from Romulus, and finally that's the Corbellon, which is the ship from Romulus, which I couldn't remember the name of the film then. Right, so that's March 25th. Well worth waiting for, only a few weeks away. And I think the actual, if they follow the suit that they normally do, there'll be the hardback rule book. There'll be a starter set, which will come with maps and player handouts, dice, and all sorts of really cool stuff, because Free League are very, very good at doing that. And then obviously there's the miniatures as well. Okay, moving on. I think we briefly mentioned this last month when we spoke, or last year even. Oh no, it was last. Was it last month? No, it was about a week ago.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
2 or 3 weeks ago, yeah. Okay, so coming to Game Found very shortly. The guys at One Page Rules, who have been snapping at the heels of Games Workshop for the past 5 years with One Page Rules and their fantasy version, are bringing out their own 2-player battle box game. Now, this game will actually include everything you need to play, which, if we get down, right, so we've got Broken Truth, comes with, not sure if it's going to be a hardcover yet, or a soft cover, because they've not announced that yet in the updates, and then comes with all these Black Totes miniatures. What could they be? Right, so you get 2 full armies, you get 37 Saurian Star Host models, and 40 Robot Legion models, everything you need to play, including rules, tokens, and terrain, although they're not showing the terrain yet. Easy to master, easy to play, hard to master. If you sign up now, you get a free dice mat as a bonus gift. And then they go into what the game is. So here we've got a Saurian chieftain on a raptor, which is a really nice model. There's a Robot Legion's Overlord. And then it basically tells you what you get in it. You get Saurian Star Hosts, and the Saurians are perhaps the most ancient race in the galaxy, but most of the species lie dormant in cryopyramids. Saurians seek to awaken their host to prevent a prophesied disaster. And there's more of them. This is one of the things that was rumoured by Games Workshop years and years and years ago, that they were going to do Space Lizards, and it never happened. And then they brought out all the Lustria stuff for the Sephiron for Age of Sigmar. Then we got the Robot Legions. Again, you know, these things just scream Necrons, but they've got like a really distinct look to them.
You know, they also get me this General Grievous vibe.
They do look very much like General Grievous. So why Uncle Adam likes it. And then we've got lots of the models. They're going to be giving away packs of these models to Spiel. You can get a freebie. But we've also got updates on this now. So since this went up last week, we have 2 updates. The first update is showing more of the... hang on a second. We've only got update number 1 is missing, I think. Let's have a look.
You need to go down.
Oh yeah, it'll be at the bottom, won't it?
Yep.
I'm sorry. Right, so we'll do this one first then. Okay, so Robot Legions Guardians. Then we've got an FAQ with what's coming in it. There's some more Saurians, and we'll start with the Guardians. Sorry, not the Guardians. I'm cracking up the Starhost. Okay, no. So it gives you a bit more details on what's inside the box. We're going to be getting... these are the units that they revealed so far. They've revealed 3 of the units for the Starhost, and then going down, they've revealed 1 unit for the Robot Legion. And then the origins of the Robot Legions and a little cartoon. And just looks really good. No full date yet when this is actually coming on to Gamefront, but I think but I think it's going to be the first weekend of March. From all the rumours that I can get and things that I can gather, it's going to be the first weekend in March. And these are all in plastic, which is brilliant. Now, obviously, if you've got a 3D printer or you've got access to a friend with a 3D printer, you can get these models right now and jump ahead. One Page Rules is really, really good and well worth playing. I
just want to interject here something. It's just like we said, this screams Necrons, this screams Seraphon, and so on. And I said I am actually on record for saying when Games Workshop sued the living daylights out of Chapter House Studios many moons ago. The ultra win that Games Workshop got was a clear definition how much different a model needs to be so that Games Workshop can't sue. And almost literally a month after that court decision, that sentencing, or whatever ruling you want to call it, somebody released, I think the company is now bust, but somebody released something, Space Marines, Ultramarines, but with larger shoulder pads. And so my comment was, well, that is the mandatory X% difference. So it's really the kind of thing that people can't see, that all these things, and we talked about this as well. A lot of people that left Games Workshop, whether in good or disgruntled, started their own kind of thing.
They did.
That certain people from former Games Workshop glory are holy cows in the gaming industry. So I mean that I'm getting this together. How many people? I mean, Ronnie with Mantic, Rick Priestley was Beyond the Gates of Antares. John Blanche now the latest thing. And when you see, one of the things, or one of my gripes with this is that Games Workshop, the style and the play has gone from what it was when I played it to more hype, more buckets full of dice, and more expensive stuff that a lot of people, either they buy it for showing off, yeah, or they really like the stuff and paint it up. But it has lost somewhat, and it has lost this kind of touch and feel when more and more people left Games Workshop. And now going back to that Eldar release, I think
Yeah.
this is a nice throwback to the past. And yeah, I mean, it remains to be seen if that is just being consistent with what you got, if the designers got lazy, or if Games Workshop says, well, we need to actually offer something that is unique and that people liked about us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the things, like you were talking about the Space Marine Chapter House lawsuit and all these things going back 15, 16 years ago, there's a reason why you don't have Imperial Guard anymore. And they're not called Space Marines, they're called Adeptus Astartes. They've always been Adeptus Astartes, but that's the main way they're referred to now. Everybody else calls them Space Marines. You know, that's what they are. The reason why the Aldeari are called the Aldeari rather than the Eldar, because all these names, like the Eldar or Space Elves, you know, Space Elves go back a long, long way. I'd say from the 1950s. You know, Space Marines go back even further than the 1950s.
Yeah, early 1900.
Yeah. You know, all these different things, they go back. Orcs, you know, they did put space or orcs into space more or less before anybody else. But they didn't, because before Games Workshop released 40K, you could have orcs in Star Frontiers, which was the game, the D&D TSR role-playing game. They were space orcs because they took all the fantasy tropes and put them in space, along with some other tropes as well. But really, really nice models from Games Workshop, and the models from Grimdark are brilliant. I've just finished off all of my printed Saurians. I've now got 3,000 points of Saurians printed out and painted, which I've done over the past few weeks. I mean, I painted some last year. I printed them all out last year, but they're ready to annihilate your robots once we get the game. And moving on to my last bit of news, I've got two bits of news actually. One of them I'm just going to bring up now very quickly. Our friends at Mantic Games, the Wave 2 of Halo Flashpoint is coming very, very shortly, as in, you know, only in a few days' time. But this is the big one. Board game advent calendars. Now, the advent calendars do phenomenally well. They do so well. These are going in February. And rather than wait until the end of the year and then offer the advent calendars for people, they're doing the Kickstarter in February for delivery to your house for the first week of November. So you get these. And there is Deep Space Pest Control and Barroom Brawl, which were the two previous advent calendars. There's the Worm gift calendar game, which gives you extra worms that appeared in the Kickstarter edition that are not in the regular edition of that. And then there's a mystery one, which nobody knows what it is yet, but we've got a feeling that that's going to be Walking Dead.
I just want to interject from a business point of view.
Yeah.
John, I was saying John, but Ronnie is brilliant.
Well,
he's getting the money for this kind of stuff right now at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, then he can just
and he knows exactly what the amount he needs to produce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this is really a brilliant thing.
Yeah.
And look, this is another kind of thing. First of all, where is the Games Workshop Advent calendar? Yeah. Where are my bloody Space Marines?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing is, even if they were doing something like that, or let's go for other companies. They wouldn't be doing that so far in advance. Yeah. And let's see how long they let this Kickstarter run, because at the end of the fiscal year in March, April, people tend to have a bit of money, that they just spend on something like that.
Well, this is launching soon, probably the end of February, beginning of March. It's what it says, February on the bottom of the banner. So I would imagine it'd be the end of February, and judging by previous Kickstarters that Mantic have done, it's either going to be 2 weeks or a month. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a month Kickstarter. That way it gives everybody a chance to get some money together and say, I'll order that now because I won't have to worry about it in December, and I can just give it to my friend as a Christmas present.
And let's just say, how much is that going to be? 30, 40 quid? 50?
Not even that, I don't think. I think the actual the advent calendars were £25.
Yeah, let it be £25, and they charge you 30 on the website if you don't go with the Kickstarter.
I think I could be wrong because I didn't buy one, but I think they were £25, and they were basically there's a miniature a day or a terrain piece a day, and you on the inside you get the rules and you get a player or you get dice and whatever. Yeah. But anyway, going back slightly, that's coming next month, as well as we've got the restocks of Halo Flashpoint, and then we've also got 2 new expansions for Dungeon Saga Origins. So we've got Glimmer of Greed, and we've got another one which I can't see the name of because it's obscured, but there's 2 of those coming, and people have been asking for these quite a lot. We've got vinyl mats and templates coming. These are I think there were 6 feet,
6x4 and 4x4, I think.
I think so. Let's have a look. 60 by 44 and 6x4. Yep. So they're coming. They're neoprene mats, which is quite cool. And then of course you've got like the Dead Zone 2x2s, the 2x2s, which are perfect. Which then brings me on to the next thing that I want to talk about, which is the last thing, because my throat's getting sore. Okay, so speaking of Games Workshop, I'm just going to let this play in the background a little bit. I'll turn the music off and the volume off. But this is a battle report from Chris Peach, also known as Peachy Tips, from YouTube. He's one of the Games Workshop figure painters. Him along with LA and Duncan Rhodes were like the faces of Games Workshop's YouTube channel for a long, long time. And he's thrown together this battle report, which you've got to watch. It is amazing. It is 17 minutes long. I think I've watched it 3 times now. And it's a narrative adventure using the rules from 5 Parsecs from Home, which is a solo board game, role-playing game, miniature game. So mainly it's like a miniature game with a role-playing agnostic in it. So you build up a small crew of between 4 and 8 miniatures, and then you go on missions and do different things. So you only need a very small amount of figures to play it. So what Peach has done is he's taken these models here that we get from Crooked Dice Games, which are all brilliant, and then he's thrown them up against a 1980s set of bad guys that were very popular. As you can see from the word Ham Tyler and Julie Parrish, they kind of gives it away of who they're going to be fighting against if you were around in the 1980s like I was, and Elias Taylor, who I still think was one of the most underrated characters in the TV series. But they're going to go up against these guys, if it'll ever get to it, the Visitors from V. So again, these are from Crooked Dice Games. There are a few companies that have got 3D printed versions of them. I know Popsicles have done them, and you just got to watch this video, man. It's amazing, really, really good. But anyway, I don't want to spoil any more of that because I don't want to spoil it. Right, so the link to 5 Parsecs at Home will be in the description, and it's a very, very quick to play game. You only need a few figures and 2d10 and 2d6, and that's all you need to play the game. And you can do narrative campaigns. There's expansions such as Bug Hunt, which brings in aliens. There's tactics and loads of other stuff. And also you can get where are we? It's vanished. You can download the character sheets directly from Modifius's website, but you can also get 3D prints from Modifius, because they did a thing with Titanforge last year. They did a campaign on on their Patreon to give you these models. Right, I need to stop talking because my throat is sore. So right. So that's the end of that. Have you got anything to say?
I can share.
Yeah, please do.
This one, if it comes up.
Oh, right, nice. Oh, yeah, you mentioned this last week about the Battlefront having their was it a 30% off sale?
Yeah, it's now 4 remaining. When I ordered it this morning, it was 6 remaining, and this is a limited edition.
Yeah.
The Marine Corps Rifle Company starter. They are just releasing the Israelis, which is not discounted. So all the Israeli stuff is not discounted. This one is. And yeah, you get a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
So you get 2 full rifle companies.
Yeah.
You get 5 M60s.
Yeah. 2 Humvees.
2 tow Humvees.
Yeah.
4 LAVs.
Yeah.
Which is basically a light tank.
Yeah.
Ow. And 3 guns. And 2 gunships. 2 Cobra helicopters. Plus yet another rulebook. We need 2 friends to get into the game.
Yeah.
And as a bonus, you get the unit cards. Well, that's something. A lot of the boxes don't come with unit cards, apparently.
No, not anymore.
But you get the tokens and the objectives. No dice. That is something I'm a bit disappointed. But for me, it was really mainly the set of tokens.
Yeah.
I paid 15 pounds for this one for my
for your Russians.
Soviet Airborne.
Yeah.
And if it is free in there, and it's really a great deal. So if you are planning to get into Team Yankee, this is your chance. 30% off. Really great deal. And if you can grab one of the army boxes, awesome.
Yeah. The decals as well. Is that what's the decals? I'm going to see the small thumbnail.
There's plenty. This is the army set. This is the army set, and here are the Marines.
Yeah.
And this one is the tactical set with numbers and other stuff.
Yeah, for your Humvees and stuff. Yeah.
Well, you can build this as an army starter set. Yeah. And the gunships can be army as well.
Yeah.
But I am Marines, of course.
Yeah.
And for example, the LAVs, that is a marine unit. The rifle company, the Pattons, and the Humvees are dual use. And I will do them in European camouflage, not in desert camouflage.
Yeah, probably. I did mine in desert camo because all my my own viz, not my own viz, my LAVs, they were all done in desert camo along with my Apaches. Well, I had to pay £35 for the Apaches. I bought those separately.
Apaches are separately, but you get 2 AH-1 Cobra.
Yeah.
Which is really one hell of an asset. So I am more like I looked at the what would you need to field a Humvee section, and you are basically ending up with 21 Humvees, and you have about 24 points. So talk about Humvee spam.
Yeah.
So there's nothing but Humvees then.
Yeah, but, so that'll be my 3D printer going ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Yeah, no, I will need a couple of Humvees because I have I ordered another rifle platoon, so I am going to field a Humvee section.
Yeah.
And the other thing is essentially in one section with Amtracs. So that is another thing. But yeah, really good deal.
Yeah. One of the things we need to get though when we play is terrain. Terrain is one of the things we need to get. So not just, I mean, we've got lots of terrain, but we don't have any 15 mil urban terrain. So I may have to print some of that out.
Although I mean, there's a couple of stuff you will get. Big announcement. I'm going to write a couple of scenarios for the first couple of days of Team Yankee that will focus on the south of the Fulda Gap.
Yeah.
And the general thing is that a Bundeswehr Heimatschutzbrigade, so National Guard.
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah, that's very easy for me to say. The Heimatschutzbrigade will delay a Soviet flank protection force for the main thrust across the Fulda Gap. And a couple of days later, a German Bundeswehr unit with highly modern equipment, Marder 2s, Leopard 1s, will punch through that blocking force and attack what I'm looking at.
Yeah. That sounds cool. Cool. I've not read through Team Yankee. I need to read it. It's been on my pile of books at the side of the bed for me to read.
Have a look at this. So I mean, I'm always going all in, but
I'm not on about the rules. I'm on about the actual novel that the thing's based on.
I haven't read the novel, but I've got the West German book.
I've got the American.
And I have Red Dawn.
I've got the American book.
You got the American book. That is amazing. So I don't have to buy it.
No, you don't have to buy it. And as I said, all the cards are in the box. So when you get the book, I think there's a code on the back of the book for a PDF as well. Yeah. So you can just use use them on a tablet or whatever.
You can use the book. I mean, the cards are really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really a matter of choice. What I don't like about the cards is the size. There are no suitable sleeves for it.
Yeah, you've got to go the way of Star Wars Shatterpoint, because the cards on Star Wars Shatterpoint are tarot-sized cards, so they're on the big cards like that. Same with the cards for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Rather than just doing a generic size, they went for a stupid size that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some new stuff coming out. There's some new stuff coming out for Marvel Crisis Protocol. There's new stuff coming out for Shatterpoint, which we'll talk about next time. I'm not really too bothered about buying these things anymore because I've never been able to get anybody to play. I spent a lot of money on Marvel Crisis Protocol, and I've got probably about 90 figures, official figures, that I'm never going to use because nobody wants to play it. So, oh well.
I mean,
they'll go for something. They'll probably go on the Bring and Buy or some store or something.
Yeah, I mean, not that I want to end with a sad note, but as you are all aware, there was a storm in the UK last week.
Yes,
and 2 of our friends had damage to their retail stores or production facilities. Alternative-Armies as well as Warbases. Warbases, the stockroom was slightly damaged.
Yeah, they've now got no roof in the stockroom.
Yeah, so they both said they would resume production and dispatch by the mid of this week.
Yeah.
So by the time this video comes out, they should be in full swing again. But if you are into that kind of stuff, please support your local businesses.
Yeah.
I put the links for Warbases and Alternative-Armies in the description below. So yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? It broke my heart when I found out about Warbases, because at the beginning of the year they announced that they were going to give away bases for free.
Exactly, yeah.
To people who couldn't afford them. You know, because money's so tight. All you do is pay the postage, we'll give you, and tell us what kind of bases you want, we'll send you them for free. You know, and then I know it's an act of force of nature that they couldn't predict. And being in Scotland, as we both are, and being in Edinburgh, as we both are, you know, we Edinburgh got off quite lightly.
We got off quite lightly, yes.
But places like Glasgow and Belfast and all across the central belt, going towards Belfast.
When you look further south and south of the border in England, there are some places that have been hit really, really hard. So really, really lucky. There was literally during the whole day, there was one entrepreneuring person doing their exercising outside, and my comment was towards the sanity of that. But other than that, people stayed home, so we got off really, really lightly up here. So
unfortunately, a 20-year-old guy got killed near Glasgow. You know, and it's sad. And he was on his way home from work. His car got blown off the road, and he got killed. But anyway, if you can support Warbases and Alternative-Armies, please do. Order from them. They are both amazing companies to buy from. Warbases has just come second in the manufacturer for terrain. So big thumbs up for Scotland. They've just come second against Sarissa Precision.
Yeah, I mean, there is no contest that was. When you look at the size of the companies, I think Sarissa is several times larger than Warbases.
Well, Warbases is in a room that's like 3 times the size of this living room. You know, it's a very small mom and pop business.
And awesome people.
Awesome people, yeah. If you see Grant or Martin at any of the shows, they'll always stop and chat with you, and you know, they'll recognise you from show to show. They're both really nice guys. Yeah, but if you can support them, please. Yeah,
speaking of that, I think it was Martin last year at Claymore.
Yeah,
I had an order the previous year, Caronate, which was in the fall.
Yeah.
And my name on that. Oh yeah, what's your name? Oh yeah, Roland here. And literally at Claymore last year, a year after that, not talking to them, just placed one order in the meantime for bases, and he's just going past me. Oh, hi, Roland.
But you know yourself what I was like at Caronade last year. I went a little bit mad buying an entire 15 mil Wild West village from them. I bought an entire village, and I still need to paint it. It's still sitting. Well, it was all assembled when I bought it, but it still needs painting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's especially the stuff I have terrain from Warbases, from Sarissa, and a couple of others. I mean, really, there is. It's a really good quality, and I would say from the price point wise, Warbases is on top of that.
Oh yeah.
With, in my opinion, TT Combat as a runner-up, and then Sarissa.
Yeah, I would say that.
They have amazing designs as well. So
the big thing about the guys over at Warbases and the guys over at TT Combat is they're not just stagnating with doing terrain. They're actually branching out and doing other things. So TT Combat are doing their own ranges of miniatures and games. So they've got Rumble Slam, the thing we talked about last week, the Drop Zone Commander stuff.
Yeah.
They've got Carnival, and they've also got the Halfling Joust game, which come out, and lots of miniatures. And they also do their own paint ranges and things like that. And Warbases have Biofrost miniatures, so they've got their own range of fantasy miniatures and some very, very nice Wild West miniatures, which I still need to get more of because I think I've only got the horses from them. But anyway, I've waffled on for over an hour. My throat's sore now.
But keep yourself hydrated, keep yourself warm, and you out there as well.
Yeah, well, I'm wearing my alien sweatshirt to keep me warm. And quick word before we leave from our sponsors, Temu. These Temu things, this hooded top, it's really cheap material. It's like a neoprene. It is so warm, and it was £4. It's really, really good. And I got some nice stuff from them today, including this arrived this morning. Is it today? I don't know if you can see her.
Oh, she is definitely long and prosper.
She's longer and prosperant, yeah. That was only £5 from Temu. So she's going to get repainted and go in my gaming cabinet, I think, eventually. Once I get the living room the way I want it. Right. Okay, so just needs for us to say, look after yourselves, roll your dice high. It's not about winning. I was going to say it's the taking part, but a quote comes to mind.
Winning is not everything, but losing is nothing.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. But the other quote that was actually going to come to mind was, if winning isn't important, why keep score? Michael Dawn.
All right. That's it for today. And
that's it. Get a friend into gaming right now. Even if it's just playing cards, get a friend into gaming. And see you again shortly. We've got more things to talk about. Hopefully, might have some previews of some stuff if I can wandle it off one of the companies. But I can't say anything more about that. Right, so I've been Mark.
That's a nice cliffhanger, and we will see you.
Mark. He's been Roland.
Soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.